Okay. I was Justin's therapist. I'm sorry. This is going to be a tough one for me too. Justin is his transport. I was Jacob's therapist. I am Jacob's therapist. I'm a family therapist for this family. And I think I want to start this out by saying, when you do what I do for a living, there's a term called holder of privilege. And I want you to know that it's been an absolute privilege to work with your family. That's the first thing that I want to say. I want to tell you guys that Jacob has he has a lot of history here, it sounds like, but he has a little bit of history with Michael's house. I met Jacob when he was 17, and he was going to be 18 very shortly. And I had this gut that Michael's house and Ken Seeley's Palm Tea was the place for this kid. But I was just talking with Nicole, and she was asking me some questions, and I said, they call it practice for a reason. And sometimes you have to go with your gut. And we just don't ever know if we're making 100%. There is no 100%. You can get pretty close. But I know what they do here, and I just thought this would be the place for him. And I can stand in front of you and tell you that listening to all of you today, he came to the right place, and he got beautiful support, and it fills my heart. So thank you all of you for touching my Arcadia angel with such love and support. And your stories are amazing. So I wanted to start out with that. Now I'll tell you a couple of fun stories about Jacob. One of the things that we've talked about today is his fibbing. And that's what I call it, because I don't like the shaming words, so we call it fibbing. And when he was coming here, I told Stephen, now listen, he's probably going to fib a little bit. And Stephen was like, okay, well, whatever, I know that. But we almost had fun with it, because when Jacob would come in and say things and his therapist needed to be called, I would just get a text from Stephen that would say, Jacob's fibbing again, and I would know to call. So it was just kind of a fun thing. The fun story that I want to tell you is sometimes there's just God. And Nicole and I were also talking about that God has had such a presence in our life in this past week. I was in Los Angeles working last week, and I had some things I had to do. I had some meetings I had to go to. Well, Jacob was just by my side, and he was going to go with me to anything that he could attend with me and hang out with me. And he said, Mitzi, I just want to hang out with you. And I said, I want to hang out with you too, because I, like all of you, I was really fond of this young man. But I said, Jacob, there's just two things I have to tell you. Yes. We're going to go do some really cool stuff. We're going to eat some really good food. We're going to have a blast. We're going to run some awesome groups together. But I have two things. Jacob had recently had some surgery on his bottom. And I said, you can only talk about your bottom for 5 minutes right now, and then we can't talk about it anymore, especially when we're out eating dinner. And you can't ask me to call your mom and ask her to buy you a car. And every once in a while, so I hung out with him for about 3 days, and every once in a while when he could, he would say, so Mitzi, I'm going to talk to you about something. Nope, I'm not going to call your mother about a car. I knew he knew that's what it was. So anyways, I can tell you many fun stories about treating Jacob over the past year and working with his family and some of the fun conversations we've had. But there's a couple for you. And then I just want to say this in closing. Jacob was one of those kids, they know they can get a hold of me anytime they want to get a hold of me. But if I get a text from them, I think they need to talk with me about something. And out of the blue, I would just get a text, hey. And I'd text back, hey. That's all it was hey, back and forth. So one day I asked him, I go, why don't you just text me, hey? Just so you remember I'm here. I'm just checking on you. And so it is just my honor and my privilege to be here today, to meet all of you and to hear your stories. And I will leave this with saying, hey.